Hey everybody, so here's what we're going to do today. We're going to end up making a 5-piece craftsman style type door, just a flat panel door. This is going to be going into that corner bench assembly mudroom bench thing that we're making here in the shop as well. If you guys can't tell, it's a nice dirty shop. We got a lot of projects going on. Throughout the next kind of week here, I'm going to kind of show you guys what's going on. But for now, let's take a look and let's start learning how to make the 5-piece door.
First thing I did was cut all of my rails and stiles to length.
Okay, now we got all of our pieces cut. We're going to start milling out our pieces here up on the router table. So what we have here, this is actually a custom router table that I built years ago. It's a little outdated and I'm going to upgrade it soon, but it has this power feeder up here on the top, and these 3 wheels drag your pieces across this table here and essentially cut your piece. It's powered by a 3¼ horsepower Milwaukee router on a GSM lift. So here's our router bit set for doing this particular set of doors. If you can see what the profiles look like, the right side is actually going to cut our rails and the left side is going to cut our stiles. If for those of you guys who don't know, rails are the pieces that run horizontally and stiles are the pieces that run vertically on a 5-piece door. Obviously the 5th piece being the panel. Just a quick tutorial on how I set up my router bits, which is really brief. Essentially what I do is I set this top edge first, I do the rails first, so I set this top edge here to the top of this door. In this case, this is going to put an edge right on both sides of the middle of this board. So I set that right there, and then I use a straight edge across the bearing inside of here to go against the fence.
Now to cut the panels.
Okay, so once our rails and stiles are cut, we get to assembly. We have our 5 pieces here, and all that we essentially do is we apply a pretty healthy amount of glue to the tabs here, and we insert those in. We get our panel and we kind of put that in here. Okay, do the same thing to the other 3 tabs remaining, and essentially we just clamp it right together. And now in this case, sometimes when I get down to like the end here, I'll just apply a pretty healthy amount of glue with my applicator in there. And we will just get those set. There we go. Now, it's important to make sure that these get aligned, because if they don't get aligned here on this edge, then your door is not going to be square. So once they're aligned, get them clamped. You want to see some glue seeping out of your joints. If you don't, it's likely that they're starved for glue and your joint is going to break apart. Also, another important thing too when you're doing this, you want to make sure that your doors lay flat and that they're on a decent surface. If they aren't laying flat, the door could get warped or twisted and you're never going to get that out. So you want to make sure that they are good from the get-go. And we just sit and let it dry. And that's it. Time to let them dry overnight. We'll see you guys in the morning where we get to sand all these doors, which takes a little bit of time. After that, they'll be ready to go. Okay, so it's the next day. We have our doors all done. I took the liberty of sanding them because I know nobody wants to watch a video of me sanding doors for an hour and a half. So the doors have already been sanded, both with a drum sander and then a random orbital sander. So they're ready to go. So the last thing we need to do is we need to size the doors. I'm going to show you how to do that. By sizing the doors, we square them up. We're going to be doing that on the table saw. So when I make my doors, I intentionally make them bigger, about 1/8 of an inch in both directions. And the reason I do that is I trim the doors down to square them up. That takes off 1/16 off of each side, which accounts for that 1/8 of an inch. And when I do that, what you can see is that the door becomes perfect. So that way, if there's any mistakes or anything when you put the door together, the door ends up coming out perfect either way. So now, we only got one thing left, and that is to put an edge on the door. And that's how we do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just something short just to show you guys maybe my process as compared to some other people's. It certainly isn't in depth. There's a lot more that goes into these, and I'm sure as I continue to do videos over the next few years, I'm sure we'll kind of dig in depth into more of those. So just to show you guys kind of what this stuff is going into, this whole mess of stuff over here is these are all 3 of the projects that we got going on right now. And these doors are going to be going into a mudroom bench that's sitting over there in parts at the moment. So I apologize for the mess here in the garage this week. It's been really, really busy, so I haven't had a lot of time to clean. I promise it'll be cleaner in the next few. Keep checking on Nordby Woodcraft and have a good one, everybody. See you on the next one.